This is ATN Global News. First, the headlines. River State workers suspend planned strike after talks. Anambra governorship election concludes with peaceful voter turnout. Nigerian police trains officers on explosives CBRN threats. Customs denies alleged secret auctions of seized goods. Trump withdraws US from South Africa G20 summit. Ikpeba urges Shell to retain winning Super Eagles lineup. Actress Regina Daniels wails as family feud worsens. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Association of Med According to Edafe, the Commissioner of Police Abaniwanda Olufemi commended the operatives for their vigilance and professionalism, describing the discovery as proof of the command's sustained intelligence-driven operations. He reaffirmed the command's resolve to identify, arrest, and prosecute criminal elements regardless of their tactics, while urging residents to remain vigilant and provide credible information, assuring that all reports will be treated with confidentiality. In another crime-related incident, ATM reports on November 1 that the Delta State Police Command intercepted a Hiace bus fully loaded with controlled substances, including codeine and tramadol, at a toll gate in Asaba. Edo State Governor Mondo Kwebelo has established a 6-member special committee to investigate the operations and governance of the Museum of West African Art amid disputes over its ownership involving the Oba of Benin's palace, the state government, and museum management. The move follows protests by palace chiefs, cultural groups, youths, women, and traditional leaders against the planned museum inauguration scheduled for November 11, 2025 over concerns about protecting Edo heritage. The committee is chaired by former Governor Senator Adams Oshomole and includes Pastor Ozagie Inze Inyamo, former Deputy Governor Lucky Imaswen, General Cecile Esekaigbe retired, Professor Roland Otaru, and the State Attorney General Barrister Irene Omoro Giwa as Secretary. It has been tasked with engaging international partners, donors, and trustees to clarify the museum's legal and operational status, define the role and stake of the Benin Royal Palace, and provide recommendations to the government. This follows a previous directive by the Edo State government in October 2025 asking the House of Assembly to investigate Moa and Radisson Blue hotels. The House constituted two ad hoc committees, each with 1 month to submit findings on the status and government stake in the project. The MOA committee is chaired by Ade Isibo, Esan Northeast 1, with members including Andrew Uzamere, Jonathan Ibawamau, Eugene O.J. Inegbegbo, Lucky Hussein, Richard Edosa, and Yakini Idiaye. The government reiterated its commitment to safeguarding Edo cultural heritage, while ensuring transparency, accountability, and mutual respect in all heritage initiatives. The Anambra State governorship election has concluded with 2.8 million eligible voters heading to the polls today to choose the state's next governor. After months of preparation by INEC, political parties, security agencies, civil society organizations, and the media, the people of Anambra participated in what was largely a peaceful voting exercise. A total of 16 candidates, including incumbent Professor Chukuma Soludo of ABGA, contested the election. Voting reportedly started smoothly at most polling units, with accreditation and ballot casting taking place simultaneously. Security personnel were deployed to ensure the safety of voters and polling staff.
Very, very happy.
You are comfortable?
Yeah. they started on time.
That's why I could not even sleep.
Okay.
That's why I rush come out so that I can see how everything is going on. I want to make sure that the people who work with us then come in time.
Okay.
You're right now in 013 polling units under Umwe 2. So far, the election has been going on. The election started as of 8 something, either 8. I can't remember the actual minutes, but it started around 8.
Okay. How has been the turnout?
Yeah, the turn-up is going well. There's no issue for now.
The materials came on time, and fortunately, I voted for my candidate.
Okay. How has the process been so far?
It's very nice. The whole materials are complete.
Okay.
They are complete, and we supervised everything to make sure that everything is complete before we kick off. It's going well, no troubles so far. Countries everywhere is calm.
Voters who spoke after casting their ballots commended INEC for its efficiency and expressed hope that the election would be free, fair and credible. Many prayed for the success of their preferred candidates. Meanwhile, business activities gradually resumed around polling centers, with provision shops open and food vendors attending to residents. Political parties participating in the election included APC, PDP, LP, YPP, ADC, Accord, NNPP, APM, AA, APP, BP, ZLP, SDP, and others. The gubernatorial race featured two female candidates, Ms. Choma Ifemelu Duque, AAC, and Indidi Olye, NRM, while 6 women contested as deputy governorship candidates. Apollonia Ezadiri, Accord, Senator Uche Ekunife, APC, Ebele Okeke, APP, Happiness Uboma, BP, Veronica Okaro, LP, and Faith Obi, ZLP. As Anambra awaits official results, the state reflects a peaceful electoral process marking another step in the democratic journey of its citizens. Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, has described the Anambra State governorship election as peaceful and without tangible hitches. The minister said that this after casting her vote at a polling unit 001 Ward 2 at the premises of St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Okponu, Egbu, Umudim, Neri in Neri North local government area at about 12:25 p.m. Odumegu Ojukwu, who also monitored the election in some polling units in Uruagu Ward 2, commended the Independent National Electoral Commission for their performance. Speaking ahead of the announcement of the election results, she urged the contestants to take whatever it is the outcome in good faith, since the ultimate is to elect a governor that will serve the interests of Anambra State and its people.
Very committed to ensuring
that they cast their votes, and they cast their votes in an orderly manner. The materials arrived in and there were no stories about people unable to trace their particular polling unit. Their names are not on the list. From what we can see here, everything is going so far, from what I can see, somebody who has not understood that length of time prior to this election, he has done very well because Anambra is usually considered a flashpoint as far as elections are considered. Usually they are clear about electoral materials not getting to various polling units.
All Progressives Congress candidate Nicholas Ukachukwu has alleged vote buying and intimidation of his party's agents in the ongoing 2025 Anambra governorship election. Ukachukwu, who voted at his polling unit in Osumenyi Ward 2, polling unit 0112, described the development as a threat to democracy. Speaking further on reports of intimidation, Ukachukwu said one of his agents had been assaulted during the voting exercise. Three students of the Lagos State University of Science and Technology have died, while 7 others sustained varying degrees of injuries in the multi-vehicle collision along the power line junction inward Ikorodu roundabout area of Lagos State. The spokesperson for the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, Adebayo Taofik, confirmed the incident in a statement made available to newsmen on Saturday. Taofik said the accident occurred after the driver of a sand-laden truck lost control due to brake failure and rammed into other vehicles along the busy corridor. According to him, the impact of the collision resulted in a devastating loss of lives, while several others were critically injured. Taufik added that emergency responders, including the officials of LASMA, the Federal Road Safety Corps, and the police rescued the injured victims and took them to a nearby hospital. Reacting to the incident, the general manager of LASMA, Olalekon Bakare Oki, commiserated with the families of the deceased students and wished the injured victims a speedy recovery. Bakare Oki, according to Taufik, described the tragedy as avoidable, lamenting the recurring menace of recklessness, overspeeding, and poor vehicle maintenance, especially defective braking systems, as persistent causes of fatal road crashes across the state. Efforts to get the reaction of the Lagos State University of Science and Technology spokesperson, Lanre Kuye, were unsuccessful as he had yet to respond to calls and messages as of the time of filing this report. Islamic groups in Kano State are currently protesting against recent moves by United States President Donald Trump to intervene in the country's security crisis. The protesters trooped out on Saturday to counter Trump's claim of Christian genocide in Nigeria. They were seen displaying placards with different inscriptions such as, "We condemn Trump's threat to attack Nigeria. There is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. America wants to control our resources," amongst others. AT reports that Trump recently designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern over the alleged persecution of Christians in the country. The U.S. president subsequently threatened that if the Nigerian government fails to address the killing of Christians, the American military will intervene. The Nigerian government has since denied the alleged Christian genocide, describing it as false. Plateau State sector of the Federal Road Safety Corps Special Marshals has called for enhanced security measures to ensure the safety of its personnel and the effective execution of their duties. The state coordinator of FRSC Special Marshals in Plateau State, SM Abayomi Adegbami, made the call on Saturday during the 2025 Special Marshals sectoral workshop held at the command headquarters in Jos, the state capital. Adegbami decried the hazards faced by personnel in the course of their responsibilities, noting that such risks often result in injuries and deaths. He emphasized the need for improved security, citing the importance of protecting special marshals as they carried out their duties. As Sector Commander Olajide Mogaji echoed Adegbami's sentiment, highlighting the crucial role special marshals play in maintaining road safety and security. Zonal Commanding Officer Joseph Oduaba stressed the importance of collaboration between security agencies and special marshals to tackle emerging security challenges. Similarly, Assistant Group Corps Marshal Godwin Afonso, who represented the Deputy Corps Marshal, Special Duties and External Relations, FRSA Headquarters, Pauline Olaye, emphasized the need for special marshals to be equipped with the necessary skills and resources to effectively carry out their duties. Residents of Taraba State in northeast Nigeria have gone to the polls to elect new chairmen for 16 local government councils, as well as councillors for 168 ward executive positions across the state. The People's Democratic Party was the only party to field candidates for the elections. Unlike previous polls, restrictions on vehicular movements were not enforced, and markets and other businesses remained open throughout the day. Reports indicate that some residents were unaware that the elections were taking place, as there was little to no prior sensitization or public awareness campaign. The PDP candidates are expected to focus on inclusive governance and ensuring that residents benefit from the dividends of democracy. Local representatives have also pledged to support the newly elected council chairman to promote grassroots development across the state. Adamawa State leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria has asked the public to disregard the fake news circulating on the social media claiming that the state CAN chairman was beheaded. A Facebook user of the name of Laoman Leone had alleged that the CAN chairman Reverend Joel Manzo was abducted and beheaded by terrorists. The State Police Command had earlier Saturday morning issued a rebuttal on the controversial Facebook post, assuring the command's readiness to get at the root of it. The Christian Association of Nigeria, in its statement released just before noon Saturday, said that the people behind the social media post are agents of the underworld who are out to smear image of the government and the security agencies. The CAN statement, written by the chairman himself, added that the Facebook post was meant to cause confusion of the already fragile atmosphere in the country, quoting the CAN chairman as proclaiming that he is safe and alive. CAN stressed that he is in good health and is busy going about his official engagement without any threat, fear, or intimidation. The CAN leadership, recalling that the state command of the Nigeria Police had earlier released a statement debunking the controversial Facebook post, expressed appreciation to the police for issuing a statement. It urged the police to carry out detailed investigation into the matter and allow the law to take its full course. Nigeria Police Force has trained 325 personnel on the handling of explosive ordnance disposal and chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats. ATM reports that the participants were drawn from police commands across the 36 states of the Federation. The 4-week intensive course took place at the Police Mobile Force Training College and the Hills, Nasarawa, Egon local government area of Nasarawa State. Speaking at the closing ceremony on Saturday, the Commissioner of Police in charge of FEOD and CBRN, Hawa Ibrahim, said the training marked a significant milestone in the NPF's effort to enhance its counter-terrorism capabilities. She said the training, which covered detection, identification, and decontamination procedures, was part of the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun's initiatives to strengthen the force's operational efficiency in tackling terrorism and related threats to national security. She commended the participants for their dedication and discipline and urged them to apply the knowledge gained to support anti-bomb squads in their respective commands. Ibrahim also commended the instructors and partners who contributed to the success of the training and urged members of the public to promptly report any suspected explosive devices to the nearest police station. The commandant of the training college, TCP Sunday Peter, represented by CSP Al-Hassan Abdulaziz, lauded the IGP for prioritizing regular training and capacity building for personnel. Former spokesman of the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Sani Omar Usman, retired, has said that one of the most difficult phases of Nigeria's counter-insurgency operations was on combat in the northeast for the fierce propaganda war waged by Boko Haram to undermine public trust in government institutions. Speaking in Abuja at an event marking the 35th anniversary of the Federal Capital Territory chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Usman said the military had to rethink its entire communication strategy to stop the insurgents from shaping public perception during the height of the conflict. The former army image maker, however, admitted that the troops sometimes suffered heavy casualties in ambushes and surprise attacks across the northeast. According to him, the situation peaked around 2014 when Boko Haram's threats carried more weight than official statements, leaving Nigerians uncertain about whom to believe. He recalled how the group used social media platforms, especially YouTube, to gain followers, instill fear, and control the narrative. At the time, he said merely mentioning Boko Haram or its leader Abubakar Shekau openly could lead to being targeted. The ex-military spokesman added that the experience showed that credibility remains the strongest asset in any crisis communication. General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has called on President Bola Tinubu to end insecurity in Nigeria by eliminating terrorists within 90 days. While responding to concerns recently raised by United States President Donald Trump after the November Holy Ghost service of the church themed the Eve of Glory, Pastor Adeboye noted that worsening security needed to be treated with urgency. He stressed the sanctity of every human life and advised the federal government to give security chiefs a 90-day ultimatum to decisively eliminate terrorist groups or face dismissal. The cleric noted that he had given similar counsel to the administration of the late President Muhammadu Buhari, but lamented that despite initial progress, the efforts were not sustained to achieve lasting peace. He further urged the government to identify and expose the sponsors of terrorism and insurgency across the country, regardless of their influence. Adeboye also appealed to President Tinubu to engage diplomatically with the US President to secure a 100-day grace period before any international action is taken against Nigeria, saying this window should be used to eradicate terrorism once and for all. Human rights activist and lawyer Dele Farotimi has criticized the government's handling of ongoing violence in parts of the country, describing it as genocide rather than what officials often term former herder clashes. Former Cross River State Governor Professor Ben Ayade expressed disappointment over the All Progressives Congress for not treating him fairly, despite being the first South governor to lead the state into the ruling party. He highlighted the personal sacrifices made to align Cross River with the APC during the politically risky period, noting the lasting impact of that struggle. Ayade emphasized his long-standing relationship with President Bola Tinubu, describing him as a smart leader who values loyalty and is likely to positively surprise the nation. His decision to leave the People's Democratic Party for the APC in 2021 was a strategic move guided by foresight and careful political analysis aimed at positioning Cross River for greater federal attention. Upon joining the APC, Ayade was the first to publicly endorse Tinubu as the party's presidential candidate, even on international platforms, dedicating significant time and energy to the 2023 general elections campaign. Despite sidelining his own political ambitions, he expressed disappointment that his contributions to the party's success in the South have not been fully acknowledged. He remains hopeful that President Tinubu will recognize the loyalty of those who supported him and act wisely for the nation's benefit. And now to some business news. Nigeria Customs Service has denied allegations that it secretly had auctioned seized the containers and vehicles to connected individuals without following due process. Internal documents obtained by newsmen showed direct auction allocation of containers letters signed by H.H. Hardison Comptroller Special Duties between April and July 2025. The letters reportedly approved the allocation of containers containing vehicles, prefabricated houses, construction materials, hospital equipment, and other goods at fees ranging from 1 million naira to 2 million naira. A review of the letters revealed identical wording, recurring signatures, and a repeated format, raising concerns among stakeholders and auctioneers about potential insider involvement in unauthorized disposals. Legal frameworks, including the Customs and Excise Management Act and the 2023 Nigeria Customs Service Act, require seized goods to be auctioned publicly or via an e-auction platform, not through private allocation letters. Musa Kura, president of the Association of Licensed Auctioneers of Nigeria, criticized the alleged fixed fee arrangement and described the practice as a disregard for due process, noting that the Bureau of Public Procurement also oversees auctions of public assets. Responding, Customs spokesperson Ahmed Maiwada dismissed the claims as baseless, explaining that only items reaching the end of their service life require external auctioneers. He stated that this disposal of seized or overtime cargo is intended to decongest ports, not generate revenue, and emphasize that all auction processes follow established procedures, whether via direct request or electronic auction. And you're still watching the news on the Atlantic Television Network. Up next is International Tidbits. President Donald Trump announced that no U.S. officials would attend the upcoming G20 summit in South Africa, citing alleged human rights abuses against Afrikaners, descendants of the first European settlers in the country. Trump had previously indicated that Vice President J.D. Vance would attend the meeting in his place, but he later decided to withdraw all U.S. representation. He criticized the summit's location in South Africa, claiming that Afrikaners were being killed and their land and farms confiscated. Trump also indicated plans to host the 2026 G20 summit in the United States at his Miami Golf resort. The South African Foreign Ministry described Trump's statement as regrettable and emphasized that the claims about the persecution of Afrikaners were not supported by fact. It noted that the characterization of Afrikaners as exclusively white is historically inaccurate. Since returning to the White House, Trump has repeatedly targeted South Africa on multiple issues, including his debunked claims of a white genocide in the country. Earlier this year, he confronted South African President Cyril Ramaphosa in the Oval Office, presenting a video alleging a campaign against white farmers, which the South African government denies. Trump's administration also recently announced plans to reduce the annual number of refugees admitted to the United States to a record low of 7,500, giving priority to white South Africans. Tensions between the two countries have extended to other areas, including South Africa's case against Israel at the International Court of Justice, and the U.S. has imposed a 30% tariff on South African goods, the highest in sub-Saharan Africa. A tornado killed at least 5 people and are injured around 130 when it swept through parts of a town in southern Brazil on Friday, authorities said. The twister overturned cars and damaged homes in the municipality of Rio Bonito do Iguacu in Paraná State, the local weather service reported. Winds in Rio Bonito do Iguacu, population 14,000, reached between 180 and 250 kilometers per hour, 110 and 155 miles per hour, according to Paraná's environmental technology and monitoring system. The agency said there were falling trees and even damages to masonry on homes. The governor of Paraná, Ratinho Jr., said on X that security forces are on alert, mobilized and monitoring the cities affected by the severe storms. An alert for dangerous storms was in effect for all of Paraná, as well as the southern states of Santa Catarina and Rio Grande do Sul, according to weather authorities. Here now is A10 Sports News. Former international Victor Ekweba has urged Super Eagles head coach Eric Chell to retain the squad that secured a 4-0 victory over the Cheetahs of Benin in Uyo last month. A result that earned Nigeria a place in the 2026 FIFA World Cup playoffs. Chell's team is set to face the Panthers of Gabon in the semi-final of the playoffs at the complex Sportif Prince Heritea Mole Al Hassan in Rabat next Thursday. Ekweba emphasized the need for consistency, stressing that maintaining the same winning lineup is crucial for Nigeria's second chance at qualifying for the World Cup after missing out on Qatar 2022. Gabon head coach Thierry Moyoma has won Nigeria ahead of both sides' 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying playoff next week. Moyoma won the Super Eagles that the strongest team always win. Always win doesn't exist in modern football anymore. Gabon will face Nigeria in the 2026 World Cup playoff, and the winner will face the winner between Cameroon and DR Congo. Hurricane snatched Bayern Munich a point in stoppage time, but their record-breaking start to a season came to an end in a 2-2 draw at Union Berlin in the Bundesliga on Saturday. Union defender Danny Doke scored on either side of an incredible solo effort from Luis Diaz. Kane's late equalizer was his 13th goal in 10 league games this season. Despite dropping points, Bayern sits six clear atop the table, with RB Leipzig and Borussia Dortmund also slipping up on Saturday. Bayern had won 16 from 16 all competitions to start the season, a record in Europe's top 5 leagues, but looked tired after fighting with 10 men for much of Tuesday's 2-1 win at Paris Saint-Germain. Company made just one change to Bayern's starting 11 on Saturday, and it showed with the victor sluggish and struggling to create much in the early stages. Union had an early opener chalked off for a tight offside decision, but took the lead with 27 minutes gone. Doki sliding the ball from Manuel Neuer from close range. The defending champions were pinned in their own area, but scored on one of their first forays goalward. That somehow conjured an improbable goal before halftime. And now entertainment news. Marital crisis between Nollywood actress Regina Daniels and her estranged husband, Senator Ned Nwoko, has reached a distressing new height as the actress broke down in tears over the alleged harassment of her family and the controversial arrest of her brother Samuel Daniels, popularly known as Sammy West. The separation, which had earlier led Regina to consider filing for divorce, has now spiraled into a full-blown public storm in a series of emotional videos shared online. The actress confessed feeling overwhelmed by fear, pressure, and uncertainty surrounding her brother's safety. Her outpouring of emotion has sparked widespread concern across social media, with fans, family members, and fellow entertainers calling for Sammy's release and urging both parties to de-escalate the growing tension. In one of the videos posted around 3 a.m. on Friday, Regina tearfully confessed that the situation had taken a severe toll on her mental and emotional health. She followed it with another post claiming that her mother, Rita Daniels, had informed her that the police would pick her up on Monday following an arrest warrant allegedly issued by Ned Nwoko. Regina later hinted that she might return to her estranged husband to end the turmoil. This came after she had already shown this disinterest in reconciling with Woko in the previous post, telling him to leave her and her family alone and questioning whether things must completely fall apart when partners are no longer interested. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. Rivers health workers suspend planned strike after talks. Anambra governorship election concludes with peaceful voter turnout. Nigerian police trains officers on explosives, CBRN threats. Customs denies alleged secret auctions of seized goods. Trump withdraws U.S. from South Africa G20 summit. Equiba urges Chelsea to retain winning Super Eagles lineup. And actress Regina Daniels wails as family feud worsens. I am Favor Chikwesero Michael. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on social media platforms on Twitter, now X at Atlantic TV Net, on Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, and on Instagram at Atlantic TV Network. And don't forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching, and do have a pleasant night's rest.